Well, if you tuned in last week, you know we're coming hot off the heels of an unforgettable trip in Nebraska where myself and our good buddy Blake from Badlands both tagged some great bucks. Now, it's still early season and there's only one place we want to be. That's right, Kentucky. So pack your tick spray and come along, guys. It's gonna be a fun one. Ready? Rolling. I think that's him. So if you guys have been following the Bearded Buck over the past couple of years, you know just how much we love Kentucky. We've been very fortunate over the years to find a ton of success here in the Bluegrass state, and with hunting season starting up way before it does here in Pennsylvania, it should be no surprise that we find ourselves heading out there for the first week of the season again. Last year was our first year with this lease, and we went out the opening weekend of archery season, and I was able to harvest my very first velvet buck. Mike. 10 points coming right off the road. Walking towards us. Meh. My God, I just shot the first velvet buck. Give me some, baby. Now, we knew after last year's success, it wasn't going to be easy for us this year without some serious hard work. So we spent a lot of time this summer scouting new areas, setting a lot more trail cameras, and staking out some areas for some food plots. And luckily for us, we were able to work with the landowner, Gary, to help us put in some food plots using his equipment. So now, going into deer season, we are unfortunately unable to be down there for the first day of the season like we were last year, and all of our bucks have already shed their velvet, but we have a slammer located on one of our trail cameras that has been hitting one of our new food plots almost every day. Velvet or not, here we come. Well, we made it back to Kentucky, our second year here on this lease. You know, we had an awesome season last year, and you know, the anticipation for this year couldn't be any higher. You know, super excited. Mike and I are gonna grab a stand here, go up and hang a lock on in a tree that's probably, hopefully, gonna be a chip shot for this deer as long as he makes it out to us in time. He shed his velvet last week, and now he's kind of going a little nocturnal on us. He's just about that 8:30 to 8:45 range, so right after dark. And you know, I'm sure this heat is playing a role with it as well. So hopefully that little bit of temperature change gets him out here a little earlier for us and we'll get another deer down in Kentucky.
Now, Austin, make sure you're careful with those sticks and tree stands. We all know what happened last year.
I fell out. Well, somebody has to set the property up. What's your excuse this year?
Well, you see, I had this thing for this other thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So while Dad is back in Pennsylvania, relaxing on the couch in the air conditioning, Mike and I got our stand hung over the corner of the food plot where this deer's been spending the majority of its time on camera. And with any luck, we have the same result as last year. We're live.
To catch all the crazy behind-the-scenes action from the Bearded Buck, like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram.
So the stand is hung, the stage is set, we went back to the hotel quick, got unpacked, grabbed a quick shower, and we're ready for our first evening sit here in Kentucky. All right, now it's go time. Mike and I were in here this morning, hung that stand, and it's still 85 degrees. 5 o'clock. No reason for us to get in too early. These deer aren't going to move to the last ledge. All we need is one cold night for this deer to come out. And you know, tonight's going to be warm, but tomorrow they're calling for a little shower that might help cool things down a little bit. So between tomorrow and Friday, I think we at least might get a look at this deer. If not, I'm super excited to at least get back here in November and hunt over those food plots. What can I do though? Settled in for the first evening here in Kentucky. It's sort of panning out to be a pretty nice evening. You know, we got the winds in our favor. It seems to be cooling down a little bit, but I guess that's up to the deer if they're going to come out in daylight or not. But you know, it's still 80 degrees, but I don't know. High energy I feel good about tonight. Even though this is the first night in Kentucky and we know the bucks have been a little nocturnal on camera, there's just something about stepping in a tree stand and feeling optimistic about your sit, and I do. I really think it could come together right here in the first night in Kentucky. We've got 3 days to do it. Let's get it done, Mike. Coming right into the food plot right now. Big one. He usually shows up on the camera. Big one. Well, the first evening is shaping up to be everything we could have hoped for. I mean, we're seeing deer after deer after deer just pouring into our food plot. And right as the sun starts to go down, the buck that's been hanging out with my target buck all summer long enters the field. So there's a chance we may get a glimpse at our target buck tonight. Another deer coming over here, Mike. I have no idea what deer that is.
pretty productive first night here in Kentucky. A lot of these deer hanging out on the edge of this food plot thing and coming out a little down the fence line. But overall, it was a fun first night. You know, we saw 3 or 4 different bucks. Have a handful of does out in front of us right now. Just losing camera light pretty quick. Might not be tonight, but the weather just looks even better for tomorrow and Friday, so hopefully we get that big buck out here in daylight and be able to look at him at least. Well, after a fun set last night, you know, we saw a good bit of deer, about 5 bucks or so. Just none of those hit listers that we want to be targeting. We went around today, pulled a couple trail cams, and all the activity seems to be focusing right here in this food plot. We have a trail camera right below us, and we get a couple pics throughout the evening and throughout the night, but I see why now after sitting in here one night. A lot of these deer are spending their time in the other end of this food plot or in the middle of this food plot, so we really wouldn't get too many pictures of them. But a little overcast tonight. Hopefully it cools things down a little quicker for us and the deer start to move, but it's gonna be a fun night, day 2. Oh, here comes a buck over the hill. Oh, it's that same little one from yesterday. As the night rolls on, those deer want to be out in this bigger section of the field, so I imagine we'll see him here soon. That little buck came directly from where I think that bigger buck's going to come from, but just a matter of time, waiting to see his rack pop up over the hill. Oh wait, here comes a deer over the fence. Oh, that's him, Mike. Mike, that's him. Yeah, baby, that's him. He's a pretty deer. Probably go feed in the food plot for a little while. He's a really nice deer. Out. I don't know if he's going to stay over there on that side of the food plot or come to us. He's just feeding out there with those other deer, the other end of the food plot there. I don't know if there's enough light for them to even work their way to us. Some of these deer are working their way to us. He's sort of turning, moving our way a little bit. Dude, he's coming. This is gonna happen, Mike. Dude, he's 55 yards right now. He's coming straight to us. This is gonna happen. This is literally going to happen. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Yes! Are you kidding me? The second night in Kentucky, and we got it done. Can you believe this? We're done in Kentucky. We're tagged out in Kentucky. Dude, I'm telling you, we came in here, that overcast, I was like, I really think they're gonna come out tonight. It's cooling down, that overcast is gonna make it seem colder for him. 7:30, he popped up, jumped the fence, and I cannot believe he came in like that. All the deer, just at once, like the snap of the fingers, just started coming to us. And we got the light on in the tree last minute once again. We were in Nebraska a week ago. Same situation, last minute. That's never, I figured we were coming in this trip. It was like last year. Last year was our first year with this lease. And I was like, okay, we're gonna come sort of learn the property, and we got it done on the first day. It may not be the first day of the season, but the second day in the stand first in Kentucky, we just shot a buck, man. We were tagged out in Kentucky. I cannot believe this just happened. We just shot a buck in Kentucky. It stuck right in him. It was quartered to me a little bit, but if he got any closer to us, this branch would have been in my way. And I don't know if he would have snuck right below us here, so I just took him a little bit, that quartered shot. But he barreled down over the hill that way, and I think he's gonna be somewhere in that bottom. He cut to the right down here, but let's sneak out of here for now, relax, and replay the footage a little bit in the hotel room, but I'm excited, man, it's a good deer.
So we went back to the hotel room to review the footage, and even though the shot placement looked pretty good, there just wasn't a lot of penetration. So we decided it was best to wait until morning to go track him with our good friend Troy, who's hunting the property next to us.
Well, yeah, I figure we'll go up and look for a little bit of blood, but I mean, it's a little, there's moisture from this dew this morning. I don't think we're gonna really see too much, but I figure we'll go up there and see what we can find. Not right in here, Troy. Maybe this way a tiny bit. You could tell he was hit hard, so I guess we'll try to find blood. I don't know if we'll find any, but until a little while.
You think you went down to the old truck thing, or you think you went down there?
When I saw him, he cut right across, straight across this way, and he was angling down to the right. I'm not sure exactly what he did. With those branches, we couldn't see that far.
He's laying right here. He's laying right here, man. Oh. Troy, give me some, buddy. Whew, I was getting nervous. I know we found a tiny bit of blood there, and I didn't know how far he would go, but wow, yeah, we barely got any penetration. Oh, that's a pretty deer though, man.
It's awesome.
Oh, that is an awesome deer. Look how chocolate those horns are. Whew. Thank goodness. What a relief. I thought we were in for one heck of a track, but super thankful he ended up dying in the field. I don't know, if we were watching, we probably honestly could have seen him fall over. Man, I could not tell you how much I love Kentucky. I've hunted a total of 3 days in this state and have 2 fantastic bucks on the ground. I mean, especially this guy. This guy has so much character, double split brows, all kind of stuff on his bases. I just am so blessed, you know, being stressed last night about that shot. I knew that we had the angle, but the penetration what was worrying me, and to come out here, find him within 80 yards of the stand, dead in the field, man, it just doesn't get much better than that. The only thing that would have made it better is if Dad was right here beside me, but he'll see the deer on the way home. But man, Kentucky has been good to the Bearded Buck crew. Well, guys, I think it goes without saying, Kentucky will forever have a special spot in my heart. You know, like I said, we hunted a total of 3 days in the past 2 years and tagged out on 2 awesome bucks. And I mean, after the success that I've had down here, I don't think it's gonna take Dad much convincing at all to come out here with me next year when we head to the Bluegrass State. It should be no surprise that we find ourselves heading out there for the first week of the season again.
Keep her slow. Don't rush.
I am slow, that is my slow.
No, you're still kind of rushing yourself a little bit because like you're like gasping for breath in between talking.
It should be no surprise that we find ourselves heading over to the season again. Is that what you want?
Perfect. Clip it. We're good.